club, bitches.
You're a donkey.
Well, donkey of the day for Tuesday, March 9th goes to John Schnattner. Do you remember the name John Schnattner? Well, John Schnattner was ousted as CEO of Papa John's in 2018 after he blamed NFL players kneeling during the national anthem on low sales. Forget the subpar product that may be Papa John's pizza. I haven't eaten it in years, so I don't know what it tastes like now, but I personally was never a fan. I don't think Papa John's can out-pizza the Hut, but what do I know? Okay, he also was recorded using the N-word during a company conference call and later stepped down as chairman as a result. He also never has really wanted to hold himself accountable because he routinely accuses other members of Papa John's board of conspiring against him to force him out of the CEO role. Now, I tell y'all all the time, I'm not the highest grade of weed in the dispensary, nor am I the strongest adventure, but John, if you didn't give them anything to conspire about, they wouldn't have any ammo to use against you, okay? But when you're the CEO of a company on a conference call and you use the N-word, well, you can't really blame that on anyone but yourself. And John is still blaming everybody but himself. Let's listen to him on OAN on allegations that he's racist.
Take me back to a few years ago when you start to see these headlines coming out and smearing your good name. How did you feel at the time when you were seeing these headlines?
State of shock. I couldn't understand it. I mean, again, you have a public board that paints its chairman complicit, passive, or active. They paint the founder as a racist. They know he's not a racist. It's just unbelievable. And I used to lay in bed just going, how did they do this?
John. What is there not to understand? If you're a white man and you use the N-word on a conference call, I don't even know what the context was, but either way, once again, if you're a white man and you use the N-word on a conference call, don't be surprised when people label you a racist, okay? There is no conspiracy here. If they are painting a picture of you as a racist, well, you gave them the paint and the idea of what to draw. In fact, they're not doing nothing but tracing. Okay, you got the nerve to say that you used to sit in bed wondering why your peers managed to disparage your name. John, once again, you said the N-word on a conference call. Let me tell you something, man. Lack of self-awareness is at an all-time high. Okay, if someone has a misconception of who I am based off of something I said, I have to look at myself, all right, and what I said first. Okay, there's a quote, and that quote is, I'm only responsible for what I say, not for what you understand. And I agree. You are responsible for the words that come out of your mouth. But if you a white man and those words have nigga in them, that's not hard to understand. Okay? Now, that's not even the whole reason John is getting donkey of the day. See, John is getting donkey of the day is because of what else he told OAN. Now, this is the same guy who said he's not racist. But listen to what one of his goals for the last 20 months has been. Listen.
And we've had 3 goals for the last 20 months to get rid of this N-word in my vocabulary and dictionary and everything else because it's just not true. Figure out how they did this and get on with my life.
Figure out who did what. Play it one more time, Drum.
And we've had 3 goals for the last 20 months to get rid of this N-word in my vocabulary and dictionary and everything else because it's just not true. Figure out how they did this and get on with my life.
Figure out how they did this. You keep acting like someone did something to you. You used the N-word, and now you're saying I have to get rid of this N-word in my vocabulary? Do you know how much you must use the N-word if it's been 20 months and you still trying to get it out of your vocabulary? Like, do you have to have the N-word surgically removed from your throat? You know, it can take anywhere from 18 to 254 days for a person to form a new habit, and an average of 66 days for a new behavior to become automatic. So if you're trying to make a habit of not saying the N-word, you mean to tell me it's taken you almost 2 years? And he didn't even say he's not saying the N-word anymore. He just said it's one of his goals. Like, he doesn't even know if he's going to reach his goal, but it's one of his goals. John, I'm not the cheesiest cheese stick in the box, okay? But you said that you used to sit in bed at night wondering how your peers managed to disparage your name. I would venture to say it's because of your cultural cluelessness. Your lack of self-awareness, okay, the elitism, the privilege. See, I said this on Bill Maher the other night when I was on Friday night. When you're an old white man in a position of power, you are used to a certain amount of privilege. When you finally get held accountable for something, you think you are being targeted. You think you're a victim, when the reality is no. Your privileged ass is just finally being held accountable for your BS. And accountability, consequences to your actions, feels like oppression when you're not used to rules applying to you. Please let Kathy Griffin give John Schnattner The biggest hee-haw?
Please give this giant jar of mayo the biggest hee-haw.
Mm-hmm.
Donkey of the Day is brought to you by the law office of Michael S. Lamonsoff. Don't be a donkey. Dial pound 250 on your cell and say the bull if you've been hurt in a construction accident. That's pound 250 from your cell and say the bull.